have 4 0-point soups to share with you today. They're easy and delicious. I mean, because honestly, that's all that really matters. I love a good chili, and boy, have I got one to share with you. We're gonna start off with 0-point chili. We're starting off by cooking a nice lean ground burger. Now, you could use ground turkey or ground chicken. It's completely up to you. I added onion right into that ground beef. It flavors it and softens up the onion. Now, if you have a multi-cooker, you could do this step in that multi-cooker, but I'm doing mine in a pan today. While the ground beef is cooking, I'm going to rinse and drain 2 cans each of pinto beans and black beans. I sprayed the insert of my crock pot and I'm adding those beans right into the crock pot. That is a lot of beans. Now I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna add that burger that I just cooked with the onions. Now I'm adding 3 cans of Rotel diced tomatoes with green chilies. 1 15-ounce can of tomato sauce, half a teaspoon of oregano, and cumin. Whoops, that's a tablespoon, not teaspoons. 1 tablespoon of chili powder, a pinch of cayenne. Cayenne is optional. We like a little bit of spice to our chili. You can add a lot of cayenne for a good kick, or just a little bit for a little bit of a kick, or just leave it out if you don't want any spice in your chili. 2 to 3 cloves of minced garlic. And if you want to, you can use a little bit of lime juice. You can do, I think it's like 1/4 of the lime. So I'm just gonna give just a little squeeze in here. I'm gonna give this a really good stir. I'm gonna put mine on low and slow for 6 hours for the day. Or if you're in a hurry and you want to get dinner done quick, you can cook this chili on high for 3.5 hours. Oh, I also added salt and pepper to my crock pot as well. You could easily cut this recipe in half, or make the whole thing like I did and freeze the leftovers. Another option is to cook this right on the stovetop. The serving size for this chili is 1 1/3 cup, 0 points on Weight Watchers, 291 calories, 14.2 grams of fiber, 24.3 grams of protein, and it is very, very good. It's filling, but man, is it delicious. It's so good that I shared some with our neighbors and they raved about it. When you think about 0-point chili, you could also make chili dogs, chili burgers. I mean, sky's the limit. I love tacos. My family loves tacos, so this one is a 0-point taco soup. I am scrambling up 1 pound of lean ground beef, and to that I've added salt, pepper, garlic powder, and onion powder. You can use ground turkey or ground chicken for this. I've added in some chopped onions, and I'm gonna let these cook right along with that burger, get it all flavored up. I am spraying my crock pot. You can cook it in a crock pot, an Instant Pot, or just cook it right on the stove. I have added the meat and onions to my crock pot. Now I'm adding 1 can of rinsed and drained light red kidney beans and 1 can of black beans rinsed and drained. The recipe says to use seasoned black beans. I couldn't find seasoned black beans. If you can, use them and try them, but I just used regular black beans and they were fine. I am adding 1 packet of taco seasoning, 1 teaspoon of chili powder and ground cumin, 1 10-ounce pack of frozen corn, an 8-ounce can of tomato sauce, and 1 can of diced tomatoes with green chilies. I'm giving this a really good stir to combine all of those flavors. Oh, I forgot, 1/2 cup of water. Now I'm going to stir all of these delicious ingredients together. This smells so good. I'm looking forward to this one. I'm gonna set this on low for 6 hours. The serving size is 1 cup. It's 0 points, but for calories, it's 181 calories, 16.26 grams of protein. If you want to, on the side, you can serve tortilla chips. That's what I did, and we dipped the tortilla chips into the soup. It was so good. We sprinkled a little cheese on the top of it, sour cream if you want, It was just so good. Yeah, I'm keeping this one. This one's gonna go in with my recipes too. We love jerk chicken. I usually make a really good homemade marinade to go on chicken for jerk chicken. This one is 0 Point jerk chicken soup. Can't go wrong with that. In a bowl, I have 3 chicken breasts that are cut up into bite-sized pieces. To this, I'm going to add 1/4 teaspoon of allspice, 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne pepper, 1/2 teaspoon of ground ginger, 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper, and 1/2 teaspoon of garlic salt. I'm going to mix all of this together, and then I'm going to let this set and marinate for about 15 minutes or so. I've sprayed the insert of my crock pot. I've added that chicken that is all seasoned up, some diced onion, 1 minced garlic clove, 1 can of diced tomatoes with green chilies, 1 can of black beans rinsed and drained, and 5 cups of chicken broth. The recipe calls for 1/2 tablespoon of salt. I'm going to use less. I have a teaspoon here. I'm going to give this a good stir. I'm going to get it in my crock pot. I'm going to cook this low and slow for the day. Okay, this one had a small kick to it, but it was so very delicious. Everybody raved about this one too. 1 cup serving, 0 points, 213 calories, 24 grams of protein. You can cook this one in the Instant Pot, the crock pot, or right on your stovetop. Jason said that alongside of this, you could have tortillas too. He said that would have been really good, even like crush some tortillas up and put it in the jerk chicken soup. I ended up just making some homemade bread, and we had that to go alongside because let me tell you, the broth to this soup was phenomenal. Tim actually said he could have just drank the broth. It was so good. Are you ready for this one? This is 0 Point Asian chicken soup. I cut up about 3 chicken breasts, and I added a little bit of salt to this. I'm gonna add about a teaspoon of minced garlic and ginger. I like to use this one. I can find it at Walmart. I'm gonna add a tablespoon of lemon juice. The recipe says 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, but I know my family and a little bit of lemon juice is fine, not a lot. Also, an 8-ounce container of sliced mushrooms. I'm gonna let all of this cook together for a few minutes, and we have some chopping to do. So let's head on over to the island. I already washed these scallions, so now I am chopping up about 3 scallions. And now we need to chop up a leek. You can leave the leek out of this soup if you want to, but I have decided I'm gonna add it because it's just gonna give it extra flavor. So to start off, you wanna cut off the dark green part, and this, we're just gonna throw it away. And then I'm going to take the stem and I'm going to cut it in half like that, and I'm gonna turn it and I'm gonna continue to cut until it's in all kinds of small strips. You're gonna see dirt in the leek if you haven't worked with one before. See it all? Ew. But we're gonna rinse all that out of there soon. I'm gonna continue to keep slicing through this until we get some real small slices. And then I'm going to thinly cut through all of those layers. I have a bowl of cold water right here. I'm gonna take the pieces of the leek, I'm gonna put them in the bowl of the cold water. I'm gonna rinse them around really good and get all of that dirt and sand out of it. The chicken and mushroom mixture is finished, so I'm gonna slide this over here for a second. And I'm replacing it with a soup pot. I placed my chicken and those mushrooms into my soup pot, and now I'm going to add 2 cups of chicken broth, 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. I have the low sodium soy sauce. I'm adding those scallions, and I'm also adding the leeks. I'm gonna let this soup cook together for about 7 to 8 minutes. I may add a little more broth to this. It doesn't look like very much broth. I ended up adding the rest of the box of the chicken broth, so there's 1 box in mine, and it looks a lot better. So I'm gonna let this simmer together. This one came together really quickly. I was very worried about this one. It didn't seem to have a lot going on with this soup. I don't know. I just had my doubts, but how silly am I? Because this soup is so delicious. But I would double it next time. And I'm glad I added more broth to it as well. The serving, again, is 1 cup, 0 points. 169 calories, 22 grams of protein. I had never worked with leeks before. This was the first time, and on the website to this soup, she takes you through step by step of how to work with leeks, how to cut them up, how to wash them. It was very detailed. I will have all of these recipes down below for you. Grab them. Every single one is absolutely delicious. You definitely want to add these to your soup recipes. And for 0 points, I mean, you can't go wrong. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you soon. Stop! You need to watch more of my videos. Here are 2 more to get you started.